All right, welcome back, everybody, to Open Line. Want to get right back to the phone lines. Let's go to line 6, I believe. And Melanie. Hi, Melanie. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
First off, I want to say I really, really enjoy your program.
Thank you.
And basically, I have heard about the white nationalists. In my opinion, all I know about them is they seem to dislike anybody that is not white. But my question is what is their ultimate goal? What are they trying to accomplish? Is it like Hitler, that they just want to annihilate people that are not like them? Or do they actually have something in mind other than just stirring up trouble?
Oh, good question. Let's listen in. Sophie? Professor?
Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, I think there's different parts of the movement have different goals. Most of them will say that they want to establish a white homeland. Mm-hmm. So find a part of the country that, all of the people of color, all of the Jews will leave, and everyone who's not heterosexual will leave, and then it can be dominated by white people. And so a lot of the times they'll say this is a nonviolent vision, right? But a lot of aspects of the movement is very much animated by anti-Semitism. It's very much the core. Mm-hmm. There's many white nationalists are militarized and want to enact violence. So they want to overthrow the United States government. They want to establish a white state.
Do you think that this was a perfect storm after electing America twice elected a black man as president, Barack Obama, and then all of a sudden it seemed like the compass just kind of went to the other side? And was this a backlash, or how do you describe it?
Yeah, I think a perfect storm is really accurate. I don't think we would not have seen the storming of the Capitol without social media. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have seen it, I think, without the kind of fear that came about in response to the first black president, or without the fear that, the white hegemony, the white dominated mm-hmm. population is slowly ending, and the anxiety that for a lot of white people have looking at that future.
Let's go to one of our favorites who's calling in, Reverend Enoch Fuzz with us. Thank you, Reverend, for calling.
Hey, Rhori.
Great to hear from you.
Good to watch you tonight. A good guest. I wanted to look at a positive side.
Okay.
I want to think about how many white so-called nationalists mm-hmm. are there by number. When you talk about extremists,
yeah.
the FBI said like 1%. So with Trump, I'm thinking about 75,000 people, okay, that could be these extremist kind of people. Mm-hmm. But how much progress has America made? Let's just go back to the 60s to where we are today. Don't we just have to have hope and put our foot down? Are you really worried about next week, the violence that these people might do? Can you get through to them, their behavior? Can you really change their mind? Mm-hmm. Can you really put an argument forward that they'll say, okay, maybe I was wrong, like I was about segregation or desegregation. Maybe things won't fall apart. And how many of them do you think are really just enraged because Joe Biden has selected not just a woman, but a black woman to be his running mate? And that's just taking our country away from us. And just think for me, how many in number do you think there are out there, so-called white nationalists?
Good question. Thanks for calling in, and I hope you're doing well, my friend.
I'm trying. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Go ahead, Sophie.
Yeah, so it's true that in terms of people who identify as white nationalists, mm-hmm. who want to overthrow the U.S. government, it's a very small percentage. What makes me nervous is that a lot of the ideas that adhere around that movement have become very popular amongst a much bigger coalition of people most of whom would not want to say that they were racist or even held racial prejudice. So, for example, the kind of criticism of democracy and saying that a democracy is illegitimate, and having goals of kind of keeping in power regardless of whether winning democratic elections is something that is now widespread amongst a much broader conservative coalition. And I think that is one of the dangers of this movement using social media. And I am afraid about the inauguration and potential violence happening at state capitals, at the in DC against any elected official, because even if it's a small group, if they are committed to enacting violence, then that's a danger.
Sure. All right, we will go to another call here. Let us go to Terry up next. Hi, Terry. Thank you for calling. Oh, not there. All right, let's go.
Hello.
Hi, Terry. Go ahead.
Hey, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for taking my call. I just have one question. And when are we all going to decide that we're all made in the Lord's image and that we are all equal under the Lord? He did that at the Tower of Babel. He separated the tribes into different languages and such, but we're all made in the Lord's image. I just don't get it.
Well, thank you for the call. And with Reverend Fuzz before that, Professor, trying to kind of put some optimism out there into the world after these troubling events, right?
Yeah, and and I think that there's so much to be optimistic about, right? That we are, there has been so much progress in terms of actually enacting becoming a multiracial democracy where all peoples are respected by the law, and I think we are going to see more of a backlash against those gains, but I think that we have to keep focusing on the important thing, which is that we can be that when we are recognizing our differences, when we are celebrating our differences, it makes us stronger as a country and as people, and that's our strength and that's our future.
If you're a leader in the Democratic Party right now, you now have upcoming next week president, so you have the White House, you have Congress, you have the House and the Senate. Is it smart to try to move forward with some more far left bills and ideas and progressive things that a lot of conservatives are worried about, or would that just fuel the fire?
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly if that happens, there's going to be a lot of backlash. I mean, what I am really hopeful that the administration does is, especially in response to this recent violence, is to start actually recognizing the significance of domestic terrorism, the threats posed by the far right and disinformation, and figuring out how to stop some of that violence moving forward, working with social media, and also intelligence.
All right, Professor Sophie Bork James, we so appreciate your insight tonight. We're going to go to a break and then wrap things up, but you are free to go now. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. And we'll be back.
Thank you so much. All right.
We'll be back right after this.